wizards. I'm coming back to you with Sheridan's book suggestions. And I'm very excited about this time's topic, which is about an old folk tale. It's from German origins, and I think it's one that actually a lot of people that I've talked to have not heard about, which is funny. We've all heard about Cinderella, we've all heard about, you know, traditional princess stories. There's some that branch out from the princess. We get some of that Goldilocks vibe, and all of them have somewhat horrific origins of stories that are a little more gory than I'd probably tell a little kid in bed. But the retellings is where it's at, especially in young adults. We know that young adult has its own category entirely for this reason, because the retellings can be so charming and so fun to see what they do to kind of just spin this tale that has been, I mean, here since before the Brothers Grimm, which is actually where the tale comes from today. So if you are not familiar with the Goose Girl, I would invite you to become familiar and maybe try out some tales, some respins of it before you read the original, or you can go the original route. There's both options there. And I've got two in particular, although you will find basically any author who has retold the original fairy tales, Goose Girl will be in it. The Goose Girl, in case you're unfamiliar, has talking horses, sometimes talking animals, geese, obviously. It's got a barrel with nails in it. It's got talking into an iron stove, wind powers. It's very, you can just feel the Grimm Brothers vibes from it. And while there are parts that would feel weird if you were just to pick up this book cold turkey, and actually that's what I ended up doing is I picked up a book a while back and started reading it and said, there's a talking horse in this, what? And it becomes mounted and I'm confused. But it's because it's a retelling of the tale. And once you kind of get into the feeling of it, it's so fun to read. So I've got two top suggestions for you. First one is actually going to be Intisar Thorn, which is a Goose Girl sort of retelling, and it's very charming. And I love kind of how she plays with the dynamic of responsibility and is it your responsibility to fix this problem that someone else has kicked you out of? And I won't give away the plot too much, but there's a lot of political intrigue between what used to be an old lady's maid and the real princess, and some switching there, and hence the Goose Girl position that shows up. And I really like the fresh spin that she also puts in this, though. It's very different, and it actually has a second book that continues this underlying story about these girls who are getting or disappearing, let's just put it that way. And so if you're looking for something that's got that basic in it, but it's also has its own little spin to it, I would suggest that one. So this is what it looks like one more time. Read it, love it. You can see my Goodreads review on me on Goodreads. Secondly, the Goose Girl. First of its series, which is fun. So you got, I think, three more? Yeah, three more that you can read in this series. But it'll start you out with the original Goose Girl tale. So it's by Shannon Hale. This one had elements in it from the original Goose Girl tale that this one didn't. And it's fun to compare and contrast kind of how they decided to put that in there. They both have different cultures too, which is fun. This one, you even get the preposterous uh, helper, former Goose Boy, who causes issues and has to be held back with the wind. And I think you get a little more of that original sort of fairy tale feeling from this one. The other one has its own kind of flavor. So those are the two that I would suggest to you. There's plenty more. There's plenty more. But I would say don't give up on the Goose Girl. Give it a try. Read through the whole thing. Let the whole of the story come together with the horses and the geese, and just really feel it for the grim story that it is. I think you'll really appreciate it, and it's just fun. It's just plain fun. You get to go into another magical world, and it's young adult. So that is today's book suggestion for you. I hope you enjoy it, and I'd love to hear your reviews in the comments.